This is Edward. We're back with another video, another episode of Everybody Hates Black Men. I am your host, Edward Anderson. Friday night talk, Friday talk. Hopefully you all are having a good weekend. Have y'all come in here. Y'all know it's serious when I title the video. Shout out to all the new people in the Discord. I see y'all are jumping in. You know, my Discord is a lot more lively than my Patreon, so I've always gone back and forth whether I should make my Discord Patreon only. Probably what's going to happen is I have a public Discord and a private Discord for Patreons only. And yeah. But what we're talking about today for the replay gang is we're talking about, even with all of the stuff that Trump is doing, some of the stuff I agree with, some of the stuff I don't agree with, which is true for any president, by the way. We're going to have a political discussion right now. We're going to have, because I want to preemptively have that in case the goofies, you know, the goofies that like to say low information talk, you know, in the case they decide to try to pop out and talk shit. I want to basically put some stuff on the record. And as far as what I think about something. So what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about breaking news. And I had to confirm this because I saw it on TikTok. I was like, yeah, I got to confirm this myself. Which, because I'll probably end up doing like I actually got a couple of video uploads I haven't launched that I need to complete. I need to just finish them up and edit them. But, breaking news, you know, the Democrats helped pass a resolution giving Charlie Kirk a holiday. And I love it because it proves my point. I was actually going to do a video before that happened, but I'm definitely going to do one because that actually gives me, anybody who wants to come at me with anything I got to say, just point right to there and make that, make these two kind of. I know Kamala, somebody tell me in the chat who Kamala said that she wanted to be her. Throwing the dude that she ran with under the fucking bus, by the way, which also is kind of a sign that she wasn't running the show. So here's the thing, there's a lot, I could go a whole list, and maybe I'll do a video if y'all want to, of things that Donald Trump has done that I do not agree with. But a lot of, I've seen on TikTok where you got a lot of people, you know, black people in particular, trying to say, you know, oh, see, when am I gonna get an apology, especially feminists, when am I gonna get an apology for, you know, Donald Trump? I've even seen a couple of white dudes talk about they effed up by voting for Trump. And no, I disagree with that. And people say, look at the economy, look at everything. How could you say that Trump was the best pick person to be credited? Of course Trump wasn't the best pick, but Kamala wasn't either. I mean, really, I was going to vote for I voted for Trump because Robert F. Kennedy I thought was going to be in the cabinet. And he is. So, and honestly, I voted for chaos. For the most part, what Trump is doing, I voted for. He hasn't done, like, do I agree with everything he's doing, how he's going about it? No, I don't. Do I agree with him trying to take slavery and shit like that off of national parks? No, I don't. Because number one, whitewashing is not going to help white people either. You know, this idea that white people lack confidence, no, because white people and their confidence is not why America's great in the first place. But I may do a list of things I disagree with what Trump is doing. But as far as like this idea that, well, Kamala should have won, no, she shouldn't have. Out of the best choices, Trump was still a better choice. Out of the two choices we ended up with. And I will always say that the Democrats making Kamala the VP, number one, if you knew Biden didn't have the time, I could care less about geopolitically what they were trying to do. You knew if Biden would die in office, which was likely, very possible, The fact that you believe that you could train somebody in the office to do the job that was unproven told me how serious you were about whatever geopolitical agenda y'all actually had. Because that told me you weren't even smart enough to have redundancies in order to make that happen. It doesn't. I don't care what the excuses were about getting black women on board and all of that. At the end of the day, they rolled the dice and they got fucked. Kamala wasn't even capable of being an attorney general. Nor really, Pam Bondi isn't either, by the way, just to be fair. Kamala would have been a lot like Pam Bondi. See, that's bitch. I'm not even gonna act like Pam Bondi is a fucking blonde all of the way. She's very clearly a Florida attorney general. And I mean that exactly the way it's meant to be said. But that being said, Kamala wouldn't have did a better job. Even for black women, for everything. A lot of people don't even know Kamala's like real record on a lot of stuff. They pretty much. Alright, sorry about that. I mean, she's not even that. Maybe she had a little bit of looks for an attorney back in the day, but when it comes to politics, like look, shout out to you, Swift, but when it comes to politics, like, I don't give a fuck about how you look. If you're voting for somebody, and when I say you, I mean like people that were voting for Sarah Palin, even the governor of Michigan a while ago, like a couple of years ago, like if you vote for anybody based on their looks, I'm just gonna keep it real, you don't need to be voting. You don't need to be voting. I'm just straight up like that. That's personally how I feel, what I think. And I'm just saying that in general. Because a lot of white dudes, generally speaking, like people would be like Jasmine Crockett. Now, if you're voting for anybody and looks is at all like looks, I'm not talking about necessarily race, but I'm talking about like looks. Like, ooh, I fuck her, I'm gonna vote for her. You don't need to be voting. You don't need to be voting. You really don't. You don't need to be voting. But then again, Pam Bondi didn't get in there. Pam Bondi was appointed. So, there's that. But, yeah, there's that. But my point is, because I'm not no white apologist. Like, y'all already know that. But my main point is there's this idea that, and I'm sure it'll get bigger, like during like give it a year, it'll get bigger because then it's going to be everybody's running for the midterms, and that's really why they did that, because the Democrats are trying to get power, so they'll flirt with it. But making Charlie Kirk, like giving Charlie Kirk a holiday, Charlie Kirk that is disrespectful to the military. That is disrespectful. Charlie Kirk was a fucking influencer. Like, and for Democrats to vote for that, but that's not even my point. My main point is people want to play this game about Donald Trump. Oh my God, you should have voted for Kamala. The difference between Donald Trump and Kamala will always be, with Donald Trump, it's Donald Trump fucking shit up. With Kamala, you wouldn't know who the fuck is running the White House for real. And the fact that she said that she didn't pick her vice president, the Democratic Party was running by committee. The Democratic Party doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. They're just doing shit. And at the end of the day, my policy is, if black men can't have it, nobody can have it. If black men can't have it, we might as well just go back to white nationalism. Let everybody feel the pain. White liberals, gay liberals, white liberals, women. And by the way, women are the reason Donald Trump... See, white women are the reason Donald Trump won in the first place. Hispanics. All these people that voted for Donald Trump, by the way, as a block. Yeah, let them all feel it. We can't have it. Nobody can have it. That's my standing policy. And I'm not going to sit here where the Democrats lie to my face. I'd rather see what I'm seeing right now than the Democrats lie and gaslight me to death. That's where my mindset is on that. So when people talk about all this shit Trump is doing, this was always a part of America. You're just seeing it in your face, and you all can't hide and act like you don't see it. Now y'all just gotta face it. So now it becomes not good. You know, all this stuff with these women getting fired and all this other bullshit. Even with the Charlie Kirk situation. Now black people's gotta, you can't code. Like, Democrats voted for that. A lot of Democratic support. That's your Democratic Party. That's your Democratic Party right there. So people can't act like, oh, well, the Democratic Party is the good one. Did they know what Charlie Kirk said? They can't say they didn't know. I'm curious at how many Democrats actually voted for that. It wasn't a couple, it was a lot. Meaning they want disenfranchised MAGA voters. Not no Biden Republicans, disenfranchised MAGA voters. That's what they want. And the Democrats don't stand on principle outside of, we know what principles they stand on. I'm not going to say it here. You know what they are. And at the end of the day, fuck that. I'd rather have the Republicans tearing everything up. Let them tear it up. Because at least what I know is everybody's going to feel it. Everybody's going to feel it. Versus the Democrats, they'll try to target. No, everybody's going to feel it. And I'd rather we go down together. But I do not. And I personally think black people should primary the Democrats. Any Democratic politician that voted for that Charlie Kirk shit should be primary. They shouldn't get a single black vote. And any of you all that say, oh man, I'm scared, we gotta stop Donald Trump. The Democrats aren't gonna do shit. Nothing's gonna get done. And Donald Trump uses a lot of executive power anyway, and they can't really stop that. Because he's got control of the courts with the Supreme Court. So putting the Democrats in there ain't really gonna do shit. I'm not advocating for the Republicans, but nah, man, fuck that. Because the Democrats are gonna need our help. You want to send a real message? Stay your ass home. Stay your ass home and let them find out they can't win without us. That's where we are with the Dems. They need to understand. They need to understand they can't win without us. That's my thing. So people always be like, oh, well, it seems like I'm talking, and I'm not talking about both sides. My thing is, if black people can't have it, nobody can have it. If black men can't have it, black women can't have it. It's that simple. It's that simple. All this symbolism, because like talking about civil rights, talk about like civil rights in like parks, that's symbolism. That don't mean shit. That don't mean shit for real. It really don't. White people believe what they want to believe. As you clearly see, they believe what the fuck they want to believe. It doesn't matter. Freeman's Journal said, Edward, did you see Trump gave HBCUs $500 million and took money from Hispanics? Yeah, I gotta do more research into that. I saw that on some posts, but you already know. Some of these things people be making up. I mean, Freeman, if you saying it, I know you must have looked into it. I'll do a video on that. But yeah, like that's what really matters. It's HBCU money. That's what really matters. Yeah, put it in Discord. Truth be told, that helped because, you know, Robert Smith was trying to get fiber optics on most of the HBCUs. I'm dead ass serious. Like, a vote for Kamala Harris is a vote for the Democrats wanting the White House by committee. You don't know who's running it. You know Pelosi ain't really got as much control as she used to. What Rama, man? Like, who the fuck is really running the Democratic Party right now? The Obamas? The old as they are? Like, for real, for real. I know, because at the end of the day, a lot of people are going to regret that vote. They voted for that. Because once it really, because y'all can whitewash him all you want to. Everybody knows what he was about and what he was saying. So all that does, like for instance, that's not a good look internationally. Charlie Kirk is a bigot and a racist. And that doesn't look good nationally doing it. That makes America honestly look crazy as fuck. It really does. And what it also shows you, that if white people really want to do something, don't ever let them believe, like, really, Malcolm X doesn't have a holiday? I mean, y'all got a problem with Malcolm X, but Charlie Kirk talking the shit he's talking? Anyway, y'all, I gotta go. Freedom, I'll look for that at the, in the Discord. Tag me in it too, by the way. Appreciate it.